Hello and welcome back to Blood for Flowers by M.C.McNeel. We are continuing with chapter 23 of Blood for Flowers, so come with me now on a journey through time and space as we go back to ancient Greece. Okay, and thanks for joining me again, so let's get to it. As Viacles and Admiral Vasha, accompanied by the king's bodyguards, some 22 men, and a few of Vasha's sailors, made their way down to the southern harbor, they all found the women of Themyscira standing beside their queen, robed in her flowing purple garments and golden crown of stars, which shimmered in the bright full moonlight. Each were taking handfuls of wine from a large amphora, scattering the blood of the grape upon the waters at the shore, incanting ancient prayers to the god of the sea, saying, "Take this wine, O Poseidon, and drink of me, keeping me forever safe upon your seas." As the women said their prayers, Admiral Vasha set his crew to work, checking the rigging, sails, water, wine, and provisions, letting loose a few cats down into the cargo hold to rid the ship of any vermin, etc. King Viacles sat himself down on the small fighting deck of the ship in a large wooden chair, which had griffins and sea serpents carved into it, as the oarsmen went below deck to prepare for departure. Here the women were escorted aboard by the king's physician, Kadarios, and a few of the aged mothers of Sparta, who came to bring gifts of flowers to the women, whom they now felt akin to, as many of the foreign women could be mothers of Spartan sons themselves. Oh, let's see. Queen Thera was touched by this display of affection and the loving kindness expressed by these grandmothers to her and her breeding ladies. This show of warmth and genteelness helped the anxious women as they boarded the three-tiered ships called trireme, which had 3 rows of oarsmen on each side of the narrow-hulled ship, with a wide outrigger and 3 masts. Now the ship itself was an impressive opposing war machine, a finely crafted, swift vehicle of death. But what was most impressive and awe-inspiring was the vast numbers of ships moored there in the harbor. There must have been hundreds of them, floating along the many piers there in the water in the early night, the sky black, the moon full, surrounded by an endless sea of shining stars. Ah, to be upon the ocean again. Queen Thera was feeling a bit more relaxed, as were all the ladies, as the strong concoction given to them by Kadarios had begun to work its magic in their blood. Queen Thera bade all her ladies to rest inside the plush tents provided by the king. Here all her ladies, Kayla, Amara, Alexa, Jessa, etc., were happy to take their leave and retreat to the arms of Morpheus under their duress and fear of the open waters. The queen's physician, Jessa, was glad to find one of the ship's cats, a fat black old Tom with orange eyes and silken fur, which came up and curled up beside Jessa as she drifted off to sleep. While Vasha set the crew to depart, the 2 ships easily slipped out of the moorings, out into the deep waters under the power of the 180 oarsmen. Soon thereafter, a strong, warm air current blew up from North Africa, filling the sails with a quick wind as the 2 ships glided among the shimmering waters of the Aegean under a full moon. The scent of salt and seaweed heavy in the humid air, dew forming on the endless array of ropes and wooden railings. Queen Thera sat beside the King of Sparta, saying very little, just enjoying the sounds of the water lapping against the vessel and the sound of the wind and the full-furled sails, the admiral occasionally shouting out orders. Queen Thera became a little seasick with the rocking of the ship to and fro over the waves. The king instructed her to gaze up at the moon to ease her dizziness and nausea. His advice served her well. However, upon gazing up at the moon, staring into the bright and shining face of Artemis herself, Queen Thera became transfixed in a sort of hypnosis. Soon she found herself, after a moment, holding hands with Viacles. Queen Thera did not even realize that she had reached out for him when he took his beloved Thera by the hand. So they sat there together, unashamed to show a bit of affection towards one another publicly. For all her ladies were sleeping, and the king's men did not care. In fact, all the king's men had been encouraging Diocles to secure a male heir for Sparta by any means necessary. And that's going to be end of chapter 3, Blood for Flowers. Thera and her ladies, with the help of the Spartan king, are sailing back to Themyscira, where war could be breaking out. They have no clue. They don't know what they're sailing into. Okay, so I hope you like that and come back for more. Bye.